Hi everyone. I am going to do a step-by-step guide. Well, not a guide, but of my self-portrait. From my other ones that I've done. I have done two complete ones. This is going to be a series of three. Pardon me. Right now, I just had a bad day, but right now I'm trying to rejoice it by drawing. These are my previous drawings. This is the complete version of the first. What I've used, and here's my second, what I've used for my mediums are fire, which is why you see burnt edges around like certain on the middle of the page, and has to why it has like that weird texture. Watercolor, colored pencil, and well, actually I think that's about it. That's about the three things that I have that will at least encourage the artist or of some sort. Um, Now, what I suggest when doing so, that you have my bad, as to what you want to do. Now, also, make sure that you have angles correct. If you don't have the angles correct, it will not give a good feedback. Alright, now, let's start the process. I'm not sure how long this video is going to be, but I'm just going to do a very little start of the coloring. Um, this is what I have so far from the picture that is on my computer. You cannot see it, but only I, because it is a very... I can't really say much because I don't want to make myself seem like a whore. But I do have a new picture of myself. It's not legit on my computer. It is just an image as to when I took it. I am able to take it off, but this is just for me to see where everything is, all the angles and all that sort. So what I'm going to start off with is a peach tone, and I'm going to do my shadows. And with these shadows, it will show more of a interesting look, as you may see. When you see certain shadows, try and think of it as the gradient scale, but in color. Now make sure with the skin tones, there's like you see the browns, the pinks. Believe it or not, when using certain skin tones, you will actually have to use the color, maybe dark brown, because it gives off the actual feeling of its skin tone. When reflecting, you may have to use other tones from everything. Oh, and I just realized the other medium that I'm using is actually a color pencil. I forgot to add that in. I sincerely apologize. But moving on, just think about where the shadows are when you see the picture. Make sure that they are correct. If they are not correct, then everything will look false. Also, when doing the face, the face has so much shadow more than the body, because the body, depending on the certain light and angles, it could look like you're plastic, but with everything else it couldn't. Pardon me, I am right now talking to a fellow friend of mine, and I am trying to do as much as I can, even though I am doing a video. But moving on, when doing a portrait as a commission, it has to look good. If it doesn't look good, then you're not gonna then you're not doing a good job. Just remember the shadows has a gradient scale, but not blacks and whites. Think of it as in color, because when you think of it as in color, you get a better job. You start thinking like an artist. You start doing certain things. This is not a speed drawing, as I would like to say, but this is just a step-by-step guide as what I'm doing. I started this drawing a week ago. I wanted to do a video of me doing the sketch, but it would have been a half hour long because that's how long it took me. When doing a sketch, don't do it 3 hours long because that's just going to beat the ever-living shit out of you, part of my language. But it will just drain you and you won't want to finish it within a day. Try and knock it down to about, let's say about 20 minutes, maybe 10 minutes to get the sketch, like quick, fast, like that. Like other '90s artists, what is it? Tim Burton. I know Tim Burton does like watercolor art and his sketchbooks, and he does them really, really fast. Or any other ones, if you know them or have heard of them, try and do it as fast as you can with like them, because the faster you are, the better you get. Because when having to think about a sketch or an idea, you have to think fast. You have to be at the top. If you are not at the top, then you're slowly gonna discreetly make fun of yourself, secretly to yourself. That's what I meant. Sorry. But think, like I said, just think of what you're doing. Think of the ideas. If you don't have any good ideas, then try and not force it. You may have artist block. I have them not frequently, but often. But just try your best. Don't force it. I tend to force myself to like think great, do this, do that. If you do that, you're just not gonna be good. So I'm doing my shadows. My shadows are very, very dark, but I'm starting off with the peach. I'm blending it with my finger because I'm starting it. With my other portraits, I depicted the pigmentation of the skin. I started out with just watercolor and then working my way through. I'm doing the reverse. I'm starting with my color pencils that are Prismacolor, and then I'm going to work in with the watercolor on the skin, getting the lighter tones, because when I started with the watercolor base, it looked nasty. But so on and so forth. As well as I like to say, I am, and how can I express this? I am very much into art, obviously. I try and keep myself up to date, try and drawing every day, but I'm just going to say it like this, just family issues, that's it. I'm not saying much because I don't want my family to see this. I'm just going to say family issues and that's about it. But as I go on and go forth, now that you have a good start on the shadows, at least, like the little shadowing part, I would prefer you guys, what is this? Go with the goldenrod, and when you see like certain shades, you want to go in with that and try and smear it. Don't heavily, because I've experienced this, but I didn't experience it on Bristol board, but I've worked on matte board with color pencil. It works great when you press hard on it. Ignore that statement. I know it sounded dirty, but working with color pencil on black matte board, it is great to work with on it because you get your bright, vibrant colors versus Bristol. Bristol, you don't get much. What I prefer you guys to start off with, I would prefer you to start using colored backgrounds. What is that stuff that I used? Get Stone. I forget what brand, but once I find that out, I will let you know in the next video. I'm gonna probably stop this in 2 more minutes because I need to start packing up because I'm going down to see a friend of mine in a day or two. But continuing on, just work on the shadows. Try and relax. If you're not relaxed, you're not going to do a good job. Trust me, I have gone through this many times. One time, one drawing, it was a self-portrait actually, when I was a senior, trying to do a self-portrait. I was flipping out and crying. And one day, my mother decided to rip it in half, and I had to start all over again. Because what it was, just mainly was, it was Sharpie, charcoal, and graphite pencil. And it looked really, really good. And it got destroyed because I was acting up. Um, when you're stressed out, try and talk to your friends to calm you down, for you to be calm and collected. I I have bad tendencies to where I start flipping out, screaming, and I tend to emotionally hurt people, but I try not to do that, but it's a tendency because I can't control myself sometimes. But I have gone to, I wouldn't necessarily say anger management, but I've gone to a place where I can vent to see, and because I have a lot of family issues, because my family likes to secretly hurt my feelings and not tell me. And I have to go to that person, but that was back in high school. So now, because I'm out of high school, I have to resolve my own problems. Um, I realized I just messed up because I used the wrong shade. So you can fix it by using a different shade. Make sure it's lighter. Um, go with an a light brown. I can't really see the name. I can't see the name of this, but what is it? Use this type of color for the skin. Try and do it lightly, like I've mentioned. If you don't do it lightly, it will not look good. Okay, now let me bring it back down for you guys to see. Remember where all your shadows are. If you don't remember, then look back at the reference. This is a great way to start doing things. I apologize for the talking, but I have gone through so much today that I feel like I need to talk. And I don't have many people to talk to because everyone stares at me very differently. Because they're like, you problems? I can't imagine so. Well, guess what? Every being has an issue. Everyone needs to talk to someone. But I tend to bottle things up, and I tend to go at it with people. And I don't like doing that. So recently I've decided, you know what, I'm just going to talk about my feelings. So yes, this is why I'm doing my project like this. Because I need to relieve stress. So, this is not the best start of me doing my portrait because it looks like utter crap. Now, I'm just going to gradually start going into the hair. Or actually, you know what? Better yet, I'm just going to go into the color of my eyes. Because my crappy computer, my Mac, because I do not have good lighting, and I can't seem to get a very good camera. The camera that I just had, or showed in one of my videos, has just broken, and I have to borrow my sister's camera, and that's why I don't have any good, decent way to videotape this, or any of that sort. So that is why I tend to do certain things. Yes, my eyes, in certain photos when I take them, they tend to look brown, but in reality, I have hazel eyes. But I tend to enhance the colors of my eyes because I love the vibrant look. I just love it. So I tend to make my eyes more dramatic looking. Okay, I'm almost done with the shading. I gotta go in with the darker. Oh god, my thing is making a loud sound, so I gotta turn this off as soon as I can. And it's dying. Pardon me, but I will have to turn this off very soon. I will make part 2 of this in a couple of days because I will be at a friend's house. Now you want to, if you're going to start out with the shades of the hair of your color. If you're brown, if you have brown hair, start out with a certain color, like a light brown, and then go in with it. I'm going in with a Tuscan red because my hair is very, very dark, and I don't know my natural hair color. So what I tend to do is I tend to go with as much as I can with browns and reds, because in certain pictures that I take of myself, my hair tends to look red. And I just realized, shit, my video is 15 minutes long. I apologize. This is possibly the longest video I've ever done. Maybe not, but let me just at least get the beginnings of the colors of my hair. I may have to get into the skin tone of my lips, because your lips, what is it? So, I don't know, but maybe I see it in a different way, but for the males, your lips tend to be more in versus a woman. A woman's lips tend to be out more because they're more bulgier. But this is how I observe things. I personally and honestly love doing portraits. I was never really into them as much when I was in high school because I had the utmost hardest time drawing myself in all regards and honesty. I don't know how many times I've said the word honesty in this video. But yes, that is what I like to do. I love portraits. I never liked them at first, but now I do. Actually, you know what? I think I might make part 2 of this really early in the morning because I have to start doing certain things because I am going to be very busy all day tomorrow. God, I am very talkative today. But, you just try and show you as much as I can. Because I am about to go for a walk because of the stress that I have been through today. Woo! Oh, I don't know how I deal with it, but I try. But, hold on. Almost got a good shade of the dark in my hair. I will probably be back at this later on tonight to at least get more of a start on it because I will be playing with fire. Fire, fire, fire. I love fire. No, I'm not an arsonist. I tend to use fire for like making certain expressions of how I feel because I love to do certain things. I'm really starting to get tired of my own voice, so I apologize if I'm talking too much. But, like you said, well, like I said, if talking is the best way to relieve problems, but I don't because I like to keep everything to myself because I don't want people knowing my issues or my problems because I don't want to sound needy. But, like I've said, just talk things out if you can't do certain things. But if you're an artist, draw them out, and you'll be happy with the result. 18 minutes. Okay, so you just all right. Well, I'm going to stop here and show you the progress because I need to turn off my computer because it is really hot. And this is what I have so far. And the progress is very beautiful because I didn't start out with watercolor because watercolor, I guess because it's being flat on first, it will just make it look ruined. So this is what I have. I hope you take this into consideration as to what I've been doing, and I hope you have a wonderful day. So, toodles!